worst things that's ever happened on a school bus that you were a witness of and or a part of throughout all K through 12? Because once we hit college, we didn't take the bus.
So I was bullied when I was younger on a school bus.
Yes, me too.
Yeah,
Continue.
When did you hit your growth spurt? Because I was like a little kid.
I mean,
for a while.
Like sophomore, junior year, but by the time sophomore and junior year hit, all that went away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it was gradual growth every year. It wasn't like a, Jesus, like Mike came back 7 inches taller like that. Yeah, that wasn't
I think that I did. But anyway, so I was bullied by this kid named Lee. I still fucking remember you, dude. His name was, I try not to swear. That kid really bothered me.
Last names don't matter.
Yeah, last name don't matter. But he was so mean to me. My sister actually had to talk to him because he was in his grade. I'm almost positive. So Jill stepped it up. Yeah.
Okay, so Autumn Leaf came to the rescue.
Yeah, she came to the rescue.
She whipped him with one of her tree branches?
No, I'm pretty sure she just had a conversation with him, and then he just never talked to me after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she came down like a mother. I mean, she basically was a mother to me growing up.
Right.
But yeah, so I remember getting bullied all the time by him on the school bus. But, I mean, was your school bus kind of organized like the young kids sit in front, and then as you go back, it just got older, and like the seniors sat in the back of the bus?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you want to be in the back of the bus?
It's just chill, man. You're just away from all that.
Away from what, though?
Everything. It's a whole dynamic. There's an ecosystem inside of a school bus.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So what was the worst? So bullying was the worst thing that happened? Dude, I was in car accidents.
Really?
We had tweaker wars.
What did we... We did get in a car.
We used to burn the back of the seats with lighters.
Did we get in a car accident? I think that we did. But our big thing was so this was kind of funny. So we would always get substitute school bus drivers, which was better than substitute teachers. Substitute teachers get belittled all the time, but substitute school bus drivers get the brunt of everything.
Yep.
So there was this kid. We're driving around the corner, and there's a stop of this kid. He had a mullet, and it was so funny. I don't know why this is all coming back to me now, but he had a mullet, and we convinced the school bus driver he's on a different bus. So this kid's standing on the corner, and the bus just like just blowing past him. It was hilarious. But so we had this route, and the bus driver that we had.
Hold on. Was the bus driver like, oh shit?
Yeah.
And then come back?
No, we didn't tell her that he was on the bus until we got to school.
Did the kid make it to school?
I think his parents had to drive him, yeah. He was younger, so like that was when I was probably in like 8th or 9th grade, and he was probably 5th grade, 6th grade.
Did you ever tell the substitute bus driver that the kid would get dropped off at a different mailbox? It wasn't actually his house, so you'd make people like walk blocks to get home? We would do that all the time. We're like, oh yeah, he gets off here. And they go, okay. And the kid would be like, seriously? And then the bus would pull away, and we'd just sit there and knock on the windows and laugh at him, and then he'd have to walk like a mile.
Oh, it's so funny, dude. School buses were the best. So we had this. Our school bus driver, first of all, he was so out of it all the time, and he had this crazy smoker's cough every single. It would be like this crazy smoke, and he would do it like 26 times during a 5-minute span of the bus. You're gonna throw up. You're laughing so hard. But we had this path for our school bus that it went down this hill, and then it went back up a hill. But this bottom of the hill had like 2 small bumps in it, but nothing crazy. Like if you're driving in your car, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Uh-huh.
And we would tell him to floor it all the time. And then you would just go, and you would bounce so high, your head would hit the actual top of the bus. And you would want to get the wheel spot too, like the little hump area. You would want to get there because that's where all the suspension really gets you going. And you would just start flying. Everybody would have seatbelts off.
Yeah, you would double jump.
Yeah, it was the best.
Oh,
it's like
my
a trampoline, popcorn.
Dude, we had a kid who thought he was like a cool kid because I've already started.
Nailed it.
So he already had, let's take a small sip. He had a tweaker inside of his book bag. So if you don't know what a tweaker is, it's basically a flashcard and you fold it in half. But it's a sliver of one, not an entire flashcard. Then you would wrap it with like a paper clip, and then you would use a rubber band, and you would literally like release them and shoot people with tweakers, and it was super painful. Well, he had one. So he shot my buddy, and my buddy was a massive troublemaker. Like, he got kicked out of the high school to go to like the other school because he was like behavioral issues. Yeah. So he was just a mess. So he gets hit and he's like, ah. So he screams like Cartman. He's like, what the F? And obviously he says it. Yeah. So the bus driver's like, watch your mouth. So, and she was our bus driver from like first grade until graduation. So she grew up with us. And I'm like, God bless. Like, she was like our mom. So all of a sudden he goes, oh yeah, you hit me with a tweaker? He's like, prepare for a war. And he opens his book bag.
Was he Asian?
No, that's just what he yells. True stories. Honest to God. Opens his book bag, and there's like 700 tweakers inside of his book bag because that's all he did all day was just make tweakers. So he reaches into his book bag, and he's just like Elf throwing snowballs, and he's just blasting this kid.
Just rapid fire?
Yeah, just rapid fire. And so I'm dying laughing. I thought it was hysterical because I was like, that's what you get, man. Like, you don't walk into a firefight with one round. Like, right. I don't know what to tell you. So he's just getting obliterated, just peppered. Well, one careens off the window and then hits our bus driver, and she goes ballistic. Bus gets pulled over, loudspeakers on, going off. She's like, what hit me? So she's super pissed. So all of a sudden we're like, whoa. So now we're all just like ducks in a row. Like, where I was so scared I put my seatbelt on. You never put your seatbelt on in public school. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, like we're going to get whipped. So the two kids end up getting pulled off, and then they get like counseled, like talked to sternly. They get back on the bus, and then she sees smoke in the back, so she's like, what's going on in the back of the bus? So she walks all the way to the back, and there was another kid who had a lighter because, you know, ripping cigs was sick in early 2010, late 09, and he would turn the lighter, heat up the metal lip, and then press it into the seat and then make a little smiley face.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, people did that all the time.
Yeah, so it was just burning the back of the seat. I don't know. Why did people paint their nails, Derek?
Right.
So
people would draw. Would anybody draw on the seats too?
Oh,
it was like Graffiti Central.
So he burns the back of the seat, and I never seen that before. So I was like, what is that? So then I was like, oh, like that's what that mark is? Like that makes sense. I seen the mark, I just never saw the act.
Right.
So then I asked my stepmom, I'm like, this happened on the bus, and she goes, oh, that's nothing. We would pick up all the BOCE kids, and they had tools. Well, the one kid unscrewed the seat in the back of the bus and kicked it out of the back door of the bus while I was driving on transit because she went to Lancaster.
Oh my God.
And this is like 70s, 80s time frame, so they're throwing seats out of the bus on Transit Road, and I thought that was the funniest thing in the history of the world because I'm like, 15, 16, crying. I'm like, oh my God, like I thought we were bad, like burning seats. Like, no, burning seats, we call that a Tuesday. Like,
yeah, really.
We're throwing seats.